Hello, hello, hello. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a good day wherever you are. So my morning has been okay. I hope everyone else's morning's been fantastic or somewhat okay, normal. So we are gonna dive in. Hello. Do I sound okay, Teresa? Hello, hello. So while I'm live, I should have did these little stories, like video wise, but I didn't. So um, I do them live because I really want, you know, the stuff out there and stuff like that. Okay, we're gonna dive in. I hope everyone's doing well. This is not original live like coffee time or talk or anything. Shoot. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute so I can get everything organized. Okay. All right. All right. This is going to be, I don't know how long this live is going to be, but this is going to be part 2 of the Corey Johnson case file. A little bit about Corey Johnson is he went to a sleepover and he killed a 13-year-old child, Giovanni Sierra, along with attacking Dane Bancroft and his mother, because somehow they seen what he was doing and they tried to get to stop and whatever. Where we're going to dive in part 2 is where Kyle Bancroft, Dan Bancroft's mother, is going to speak into the interrogation, where the police went and interrogation her. I can't even say that word right. Went and talked to her. I think that's where we're going to go off of. Kyle woke up in the middle of the night. Something woke him up, got up, and when he walked out, he was half asleep, and he seen Corey jumping in the bathroom with a bloody knife, and he had blood on him. And Kyle, said that Corey joked a lot, and it wasn't a joking matter. He thought something was really wrong. So we're gonna get into the story of it, from their point of view. Like yesterday, we heard the victim Giovanni's mother speak on how her events led up to when she found out Giovanni died. Giovanni Sierra died on his birthday, March 12th. He died March 12th, 2018. He went to his birthday party yesterday. It was March 11th, went to a birthday party, and then he went to, it wasn't planned, it was just out of the, spare of the moment to go do a sleepover. So that is where we're at right now. I'm really excited for this. So I hope you guys are too. So here. All right. I'm going to put me down here. You know what? No, I can't do that. So I'll be right here. All right. Make sure you guys got your headphones in. I'm going to put the trigger warning. Make sure you please put your headphones in if you can't hear. My volume's up, so. All right.
All right. So you okay if...
Mind you, the mother is in the hospital from being stabbed by Corey.
If I ask you some questions while we're here? Okay. So I caught a hold of your sister. She's on her way. She's coming to you. I let her know that you're okay. That I try not to give her all the details to freak her out, but I told her that you're okay and that you've asked for her to come here, so she's on her way. Okay.
Tell her that we were injured by stabbing.
I kind of was
Hold on 1 minute.
telling her that there was an incident at the house.
1 minute, guys, because I don't know if this will help. Of her speaking. Please put your headphones in if you have any, or put your volume up. I want you guys really listen.
We'll let her know. It involves some friends, so I just want her to get here, because if she's here, she's gonna, if her brain's not as clear as it can be, it's already gonna be hard enough to. But she's already driving here, so she should be here soon. Okay, so your last name is, I got your, okay. Let's let her get here. I didn't want to give her too many tasks, because if she's trying to drive and tell him and she doesn't have any information, she may automatically. And so, Corey, do you know any of his information?
Corey,
Mm-hmm.
Corey Johnson, Johnsson. His mother is Jennifer. He has a sister, Emily, and a brother, Evan Williams. He seems to be a 12th grader.
Where do they live?
He lives in Bronx.
And then, what about, does he go to school, Corey Johnson?
He just recently chose to become
Homeschool.
and he got a job at Winn Dixie.
Daycare.
They consider themselves like best friends.
Bye, Nikki. Thank you.
Okay.
I have it on me.
Do you know where he lives?
No, I just saw his mom at
So right now, the police officer is asking questions about right now the police officer is asking questions about how they know Corey. What school does Corey go to? Because if you remember, I think Dane Bancroft is the one who, I think the mother here is the one who invited Corey over for the sleepover. Dane and Giovanni, Dane Bancroft, Kyle's brother. Okay, Dane and Kyle are brothers, so this is their mother. Dane and Giovanni went to middle school together. Kyle was sleeping and seen Corey jumping in the bathroom with blood. Dane and the mother got stabbed trying to stop it. So right now we are talking to Dane and Kyle Bancroft's mother. And she's in the hospital right now. So.
downtown at the Gardens, and I spoke to her. It's on Beachfront. It's Wachovia, Wells Fargo Bank building.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a virtual office. So basically, there's a bunch of receptions. So you go in and you see them all the time. But she just started. She told me.
Okay.
So we introduced ourselves, and she, somewhat familiar, but I don't know her that well.
Okay.
He's a nice kid. I've seen him.
What school does he go to?
Again, I don't want to say anything wrong. There's just a lot of. I was looking for my seat because I heard, when I heard really loud and I realized it was coming from the loft upstairs, with a little wall. So whoever, because I couldn't see him, he wasn't standing. I heard, I said, "What are you guys playing? What are you guys up? Why are you making so much noise? Stop! I'm trying to sleep." He wouldn't stop. So I went up to see what the matter was. I started going up the stairs. Corey goes, "Oh, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop." Like playing or whatever. And it wouldn't stop. I keep going upstairs. Like, what's going on here? He jumped down the stairs, literally, like he's this big kid, and he just went down the stairs real fast with a knife in his hand and started knifing me.
What kind of a knife?
I couldn't see I couldn't make out the knife.
Did it look like a kitchen knife or a pocket knife, or you don't know?
I don't know. And he's much bigger than I am. I couldn't make out the knife.
Okay. And so where was?
He saw or heard me. He came downstairs and he's, "Mom, Mom," and he started fighting Corey. which allowed me to get out of the house and go next door, practically crawling and asking for help. I mean, I was bleeding all over. My son was near it got out too, near where I was at the neighbors.
Okay.
And security and 911 got there. And I couldn't really get up. They couldn't help me up.
Okay. So
When I was laying at the neighbors.
So right now, she described that she was laying in bed. Okay, she was laying in bed. She heard a noise, like from the wall. She heard a noise from the wall. She went and yelled, "What is going on? Why are you boys still up? I'm trying to sleep." She gets out. She hears again. She gets out. She goes up the stairs. Corey bounces off, saying, "Oh my God, we'll be quiet, da da da." She's slowly coming up the stairs, and Corey, like she described, he's this tall, big kid, jumps down and starts stabbing her. And then all you know is one of the boys, Dan, I think, came out, or Kyle came out. She said one of the boys came out and started fighting with Corey. And she went next door and got some help. And that's where we're at right now. And she said the police and all them were on their way. But that's where we're at.
There were 911 people. This woman came and she.
okay.
They wouldn't tell me anything more except that there was a lockdown or there was some sort of problem at the house, and that
They have him now. They have Corey, so they're talking to him. So Corey is with the police officers. Okay. So from what I understand, they're trying to figure out right now because Corey locked himself in your house or inside a bedroom. So they had to deal with it for a little while to get him out. So I'll have to call and find out what is exactly going on. I just know that they put over the radio that they have him.
did they say that?
So do you know, I mean, what would have had Corey do something like this?
I don't know.
What was everybody doing when you went to bed? Do you
Oh,
remember?
they were getting ready for.
So if you remember when I was describing the description of what was going on, Corey locked himself in the bedroom for a while until they threw in those smoke bomb things to get him out. And I think it was like for a while, like half of the night, that he was locked in there. He had a knife on him. And he locked himself in the bedroom. And he knew at that moment he fucked up. But at the same sense, like like the police officer just said, I think they have Corey because they threw in those smoke bombs throughout the house. The last thing she knew that she went and got help, and that the officers went and got Dan and whoever else got hurt in the house. That's the last thing she knew. So. And now they're going to ask her, what happened? Like, do you remember what happened when you went to bed? Like, what caused this?
For that, they were just.
What time do you think you?
I think I went to sleep around. I want to say around 11.
And then you woke up just prior to all this, and when you called the police. So sometime this morning, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I heard Mona. Giovanni.
So you said that Corey has been like known since daycare. Do you know what would have made him do this?
No, I mean,
Have you ever seen this side of Corey, like where he would hurt you, or?
I have not seen him for my kids. And we've known him since daycare. I haven't seen him.
So prior to him coming downstairs, you only saw him. Okay. Do you know, does Corey do any type of drugs or alcohol?
Corey has has some problems with I guess he was just making comments about Muslim things and Hitler and stuff like that.
Last night or leading up to?
No, just the last few years. I didn't know he would ever hurt or try to kill. I mean, I've known him since he was a teenager.
So you don't know what happened or what caused him.
No.
Was there any fighting or anybody arguing last night prior to going to bed? Everybody.
Not at all.
What was everyone doing when you went to bed?
They were upstairs. I'm a nice kid. I didn't see anything unusual.
Okay. Did Corey say anything when he came down the stairs after he said they would knock it off?
So, like she said, they've known Corey since daycare times. She went to sleep around midnight. The kids were fine up in the bedroom. Nothing was. I mean, throughout the times she heard Corey make comments of Muslim things and ISIS stuff, but you know, when kids like at that time makes comments like that, people don't really look at the red flags of that. If you're not Muslim or you're not a certain like religion, and you're making comments like that, people should be aware of those comments. It's not a real crime, like the police officer said, if you go in groups like that and you go with that religion and stuff like that. But the way the comments were described, you know what I mean? In their religion of ISIS is like it's real tent. Like if you really did the research on it, it's really like it's not good at all. You have to kill someone in the family, you have to kill someone close to you, things like that to become a member in this ISIS situation. Like you have to kill like a family or something, or kill like a bunch of people if you ain't noticed it yet. She doesn't know what caused any of Corey why he did this, because Kyle and Dan and knew each other since grade school. They, you know, Giovanni and Dan went to middle school together, and that's how Giovanni met Corey. And I don't even think they knew each other. Giovanni just wanted to go over to a sleepover because it was his birthday. You know what I mean? So things like that. So right now they're describing like why this happened, like what was the reason.
No, he just came to attack me because he knew I was coming up. I don't know what possessed him to. We didn't do anything to him. He was.
And you've known him for a long time. Does he sleep over?
He has slept over before, yeah.
And his mom, Jennifer, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you can think of? So I know that you said that he came downstairs. So you got. Okay. No, because I asked them and they said that he said his name. I haven't heard anything yet. I don't think they'll know until they come out of that with the trauma surgeon. But the guy I talked to said he was carrying his own. He had a thumbs up. So I don't know if we really know the answers. Yeah, he's only 13, you said?
He was fighting him. This big boy was really tall, really strong, had a knife. He was. I mean,
So you
I
have
thought I
no
was,
idea what would
I
have
thought I
set
was going to
Corey.
get killed. I thought I didn't know what was going to happen. I was trying to get help.
How many stab wounds do you have?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. I could barely get to the neighbors.
So have they treated those wounds? Have you been
I don't
treated?
think
Did
so.
you get
They did the
stitches?
CT scan. I think they're working on it still.
Okay, gonna get it all. Okay. All right. Anything else I can think of? Does Corey drive? You said he got a job at Winn-Dixie?
I don't know. Because he seems to ride a bike everywhere.
Okay. And you said he lives in the Bluffs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to see what my guys on scene are going to figure out. I'm going to make some phone calls. As soon as your sister gets here, I'll see if they'll let her come back, okay?
Can I ask you what's going on? Is he still in the house?
No, from what I understand, the police have him now. To try to find out what was going on upstairs. Okay? So if I go out, I'm going to go out because I think your sister should be here any minute, and that way she can get in. I'm going to go make sure that they don't care that she comes in here with you, okay?
Did you find out anything about your mom?
That's what I've got to go find out because we were trying to juggle who everybody was. So, because we're not sure who's who. So I've got to go find out before I answer, okay? So I'm going to go out and hopefully I'll come back in with your sister. All right, I'll be back, okay? My name's Jennifer.
So right now they are juggling through whoever's in the middle, like what's going on. So that's all. Like she went to bed around midnight. The boys were fine. The boys were upstairs, just having a good time. They all went to bed. She thought about 5, 6 o'clock. She woke up. She, like during that time, that period between midnight and 5 and 6, she woke up and she heard moaning really loud. She thought, "Oh my God, why are you guys still up? Because it's super late." And she heard it again. So she gets up, she walks by the stairs, screams up, "What's going on?" She sees Corey come out with whatever and she's like, "Oh my God, we'll be quiet, promise, whatever." And she comes upstairs because she hears another moaning. So she comes upstairs and boom, Corey comes down, flies downstairs, starts stabbing her. Like you heard her, she said she's been stabbed like a lot of stabbings. One of the boys came out, I think Dan came out, fought with him. So the mother escapes, goes next door, gets some help, comes back. I guess Dan and Kyle leaves the house, gets with the cops or goes outside or whatever happened. And Corey locks himself in a room, and there was a standoff for a while. He locked himself in a room with a knife, and they didn't want to go in there because he has a knife. And so they waited for a while and threw in some smoke bombs to get him out. And those smoke bombs, if you guys don't know, it's like mixed with air, like powder stuff and pepper stuff and all kinds of things. Hi, Granny's listening. So they did that and he came out. And at this time, while they're interviewing, this is March 12th of 2018 we're watching. At this time, they got Corey, and I think the next one is we're going to see. Okay, Kyle back from mother's interview, Kyle's back from mother's interview full. Okay, so this is the full one. Okay. Kyle Bancroft's mother's interview full. So we're going to watch this full one. It's 33 minutes. And then on part 3, we're going to watch, I think the next one will be Kyle. It will be actually Corey. So let me see 1 minute. Let me go this down. Let me go back. Let me go up. Yep. The next one would be Corey, and then the full interview with Kyle. So, because mind you, Dan is a minor, and that's why there's not much interviews with that. And if there is, we can't see them. So, all we got is the mother and the brother. So, hold on. So, this is the full interview with Kyle Bancroft's mother, where the sleepover happened at. This is the mother's house where Corey, Dan, Giovanni, and Kyle was at. Dan and Kyle are brothers. Giovanni and Dan went to middle school together. And that's why Giovanni was, hey, you want to come over to a sleepover? And then Corey, they knew Corey since, and he slept there a few times. He has done sleepovers a few times. So let's get the full interview going. Please, guys, make sure, please, if you can't hear, please use your headphones. Because sometimes they talk really low. So here we go.
You said he took an Uber and you guys left right after the Uber, so that would probably be a good time. And you guys went straight home?
Yes.
What happened when you guys got home?
The kids went upstairs and seemed to be playing with themselves in their rooms, and I was downstairs. I was working on a business plan and some computer program for grants and trying to work on, business issues and stuff. And he asked me if I was looking in the guest bathroom in the first one.
Okay. Did he have his own clothes? Like as if he was prepared for a sleepover, or did he borrow some, or put the same clothes back on, or you don't know? But he asked to take a shower?
Yeah, I said you can just make sure there's a towel there.
Right. Did you see him come out of the shower? You never see.
I was in my room. I was probably on the sofa doing some computer stuff.
So he took a shower and went back up and joined the boys?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you fell asleep. Would you have about time you fell asleep?
Maybe it was like 1:30 in the morning because I was working on this computer, and I just was trying to get a lot done, and I remember just trying to do it until I was really tired, and then I said a prayer.
So right now, she is getting an interview on what happened that day, like the time she woke up. So we know that he came over with his clothes. It's kind of hard to hear. It really is kind of hard to hear. She talks really quietly. Let me see something. Because I can't really hear her, and I don't have headphones.
Power on.
So give me 1 minute, guys.
Bluetooth.
I need to hear her because I need to hear her. And sometimes the captions don't grab her voice.
Bluetooth connected.
There we go.
Maximum volume.
All right, guys. Yeah. If you want to go back, you can, Teresa. All right, Teresa, I want to thank everyone for chat, for coming to hang out with my wife. That's all. I love you, baby. Don't mind, guys, if you see Thomas's messages retracting, it's because his phone's messed up. So his phone, somehow it clicks, but yes, he's very thankful for you guys being here. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this. Hopefully I can hear now. So
Do you remember what was going on or what was being said upstairs? Any changing anything between the boys?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Seemed like they were being well behaved.
Okay. And so you fell asleep about 1:30. Okay. And what's the next thing you remember?
I heard moaning and it sounded like she was.
And you were in your room.
Yeah.
Was your
So she went to bed about 1:30. Remember that, because I put 12 o'clock. So she went to bed at 1:30 in the morning. Okay. Please listen because hold on, guys. Hey, grab this bug. It just got on me. Hold on, guys. A bug just came on me. What's that? Babe!
It left.
Where is it?
Right here.
Whoa! It just came up. Where the fuck are they coming from? That was a grasshopper in my house.
Run her along for a little bit. I'm almost done. I'll come get you.
Daddy, wait.
No, come on.
Oh my god. That thing came on me and now, oh my god, I freaked out. Woo, sorry guys. All right, let's get to it. She went to bed so this is the full interview. The interview we listened to, she was in the hospital the same day when all this went down. Now this is probably, she came in a couple weeks or a week later and now she's, because when someone's getting a full interview like that. So she went to bed at 1:30.
was your door open or shut?
I believe my door was open.
Okay.
And I woke up and went to, I was on the first floor and I went to look up by the loft. It looked like it was coming from the loft. Siobhan was moaning. And I said, what are you guys doing up there? It seemed to be around 4 or 5 in the morning, really early in that morning. And I said, what are you guys doing up? What are you guys playing? What's going on? Why are you so loud up there? What's going on? And Corey came to the wall of the loft and said, go back into your room. Go to sleep. Don't worry, I'll take care of them, and everyone will be going to sleep. I asked him, are you going to go to sleep? And then I went back to my room. And I kept hearing him. And I ran up the stairs to help him up to see what the matter was. And that's when Corey was with the knife, and he just stabbed me in the neck. And there was a struggle on the stairs. He just kept stabbing me. And when I got to the floor of the stairs, he kept stabbing me, and I was fighting him like, Corey, stop! Corey, stop! Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And I kept fighting him, and then he got my foot, and I fell to the ground. I couldn't. Mom, 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 and he just tapped him when I was on the floor, and then they started struggling and moving in the other direction, and Corey wasn't facing me. I had this thought in my head, you need to run and get help. And I got out the door, and I had trouble walking, but I got there as best I could to the neighbor. I fell to the ground, and I somehow got the neighbor to wake up, and I don't remember if I rang the bell or and the neighbor came, and I was on the ground there, and the neighbor called my name. Very quiet. The whole time he was hitting me with a knife, stabbing. He would just look at me, stare at me. He was looking at places to knife me, to kill me. He hit me here. He hit me here. He went for my heart.
it didn't go through because I have a metal in my sternum, in my heart sternum. It hit that. He was hitting me here, he hit my arm. I didn't feel like I could punch anymore. When I was on the floor, I thought my arm was like dislocated. I couldn't punch. I couldn't walk. And
So
I
you
couldn't
felt
fight
he
anymore.
was going for
He was gonna kill me.
lethal.
Yeah. And he wouldn't stop. Just kept stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. And
So when you got to, how far up the stairs did you make it, if you can remember?
So right now that we know, and I'm writing it all out again, is we all know that, she left her door open. She went to bed at about 1:30 this morning. She woke up around 4 and 5 in the morning because she heard noise. She heard a moaning. Went on and checked on him. Corey yelled at her and told her, go back to sleep, blah, blah, blah. So I'll take care of it. So she went back to her room. That's where she heard the moaning. So she flies up the stairs, and Corey starts stabbing her and fighting him and asking him, Corey, stop, Corey, stop. And now she described she tried to, stab everywhere, the neck, the arms, the heart, but she said she has a metal thing there, the legs, anything that he could. Then Dan screamed, Mom, Mom. She reached out to him, and that's where Corey turned around and started fighting with Dan. And then she went and ran to the neighbor, fell in the grass, asked for help, and that's where we're at. Now she's actually having a good description on what is going on and what happened. And she knew Corey and the mom because when she was in the hospital, she said that she met the mom, Jennifer, Corey's mom, in the daycare area. So that's where we're at. Now all she's doing is describing from what happened till then. So please listen.
Remember. And I saw the layout, so with that wall right there, you wouldn't have been able to see.
I think I was going up, and he came to the stairs and he saw what was happening to me.
So where did
The stairs. I first saw Corey when I said, "What's going on?" I asked him to go to sleep. What was going on? Were they playing something? What was going on? And Corey said, "Go back into your room. We're gonna go to sleep. I'll take care of this." I started to walk back to my room, and I kept hearing the moaning louder, and it didn't stop. I ran up the stairs to see what was wrong.
came at
And
you
then
on the
there was a
stairs?
struggle, and he just kept knifing me down the stairs.
So you made it down the stairs, and he was still interacting with you? Did you make it back down to the first floor?
Yeah.
And
I don't.
were you standing, laying, sitting?
He went for my foot, and I couldn't stand. That's when I fell, and I was fighting him on the stairs when I was standing, and I was screaming at him like, "Stop! What are you doing?" And I was fighting, and I.
So you were loud.
Yeah, I was like, "Stop, Corey! What are you doing?" I mean, I was loud. He was quiet.
Was he saying anything at all?
Just focused on just killing me and where to stab me. Just quiet. And then I basically had this voice in my head when they were fighting. I got out the door, I somehow opened the door, and I got to the neighbors. It was like, now, get help. Get 911, get help.
Did you see where they went or how they ended up back upstairs?
They just were going in that direction. I went right down in there. So he had his back turned to me.
Okay. And so you got out the door. The next thing you know, what do you know? You're out, you get the neighbor, they're calling. Where were you when you heard him?
I believe I was in the neighbor's house on the floor
Okay.
and the door. And the door was, I heard.
What did you hear from him?
I heard. I sounded like he was like, he was there.
So now she's in the neighbor's house, and she said that the last thing when Corey was not facing her, he was going after Dan, and they went back into the room, like they fought in the room. So she left and ran into the neighbor, and then the officers asking, when did you first hear Corey? Like where and through this? Because if you notice, she said he was quiet. He was quiet. He was focusing on killing and hurting. And that is what a sociopath, you want to say. That's what they are. They're very quiet because they're focusing on one thing, and that's it.
So he never came inside the house. He stopped at it. Okay. And then police showed up.
Yes.
And fire rescue showed up.
Yes.
And then you left the scene. You left the house. Right? You went to St. Mary's.
Yes.
So what happened with your interaction with the police or fire rescue? Did you tell them who was in the house and what happened?
They showed me a picture of my son Kyle. Do you recognize it? And it was, and his eyes were open. And I didn't know at that moment if Kyle was dead. I didn't know what had happened. There's a blockade. Something going on inside the house.
All she is right now, if you can't hear her describing about her son Kyle, and she's just like mumbling, talking about, what the cops are asked her. The same thing what this cop's asking now.
Right, because I met you there and got from you kind of the quick story of what had happened, and I told you that. Do you have any idea what got into Corey? Of course not. You've had time to think about it. What were you thinking at the time? Like, what do you think? What was his motive? What did Corey want to accomplish? What was there fighting or arguing between the kids? So what do you think happened to Corey? What do you think caused him to do this?
Now I'm looking back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was trying to keep it inside Kyle. Get rid of it. I don't know what.
You don't know. Had he ever showed any type of violent behavior before?
Violent, like physical violence towards her?
Well, towards you, towards anybody else? Did he ever speak of violence? Did you ever have any reason to fear him?
I
you didn't like him? Tell me about that.
I just thought he was, we've known him since he was in daycare with my son. They met at a daycare. I've known his family for many years.
So when you say daycare, was that like preschool daycare?
Yeah.
Or was
It
it
was like BPK.
Hollywood? So your son
Corey's 2 years older than
Corey, right. Okay. So they met at daycare and they became friends?
Yes. And ever since then, they were considered like Kyle's versus.
Did they grow up and eventually go to the same schools?
Well, they were different ages, so they were in the same town.
So from meeting him in daycare till now,
Mm-hmm.
have they always been friends or was there time apart from each other? Like was there
They
did
were-
years go
I
by,
tried.
months go by?
I tried. I used to message Jennifer, and I was like, "Please keep your son away from my son," because I felt like he was always wanting to be on the computer with my son, and I was trying to get him off the computer. And
What
I
age
felt like
would
Corey-
you say that started? Like what age did you not like? Did you start not liking him? How old was Corey when you said to yourself, "I don't really like him"?
I thought it was a bad influence with the computer. Like always being on the computer. I was trying to get my son to stop. Listening to my own.
So how would that have been? Elementary, middle school, high school? So you said you had texted Jennifer to keep her son away from him?
So this past summer, maybe this spring, I think I text messaged her. I was trying to move her, keep him away from Corey. My son this summer to his grandparents in Massachusetts. And spent the summer, most of the summer there, and I spoke to them, and I was like, why? They allowed me to get a computer. I was trying to take the computer away from, I was trying really hard to limit his computer use. He always found a way to get a computer.
What
And
did
that
you
helped.
not like about him being on the computer?
Overuse.
Like what kind
My
of
son
stuff
has
did he use it
autistic
for?
issues, and it just seems like he doesn't have good social skills, so he sort of isolated himself a lot on the computer through, socializing like that. And I was trying to help him with, how to socialize better. And I thought the computer that was my thing. Computer.
So what kind of stuff did he do on the computer?
Gaming. But the way they game today is like you can Skype each other, and it was like that form of socialization.
So talking with people he doesn't really truly know.
But I don't think I think he does know. Oh, maybe somebody he does.
So right now, the cop asked, what got into Corey? What was his motive? Violent motives? What was the issue? What was the issue with you with Corey? Things like that. Well, we do know that Corey's 2 years older than her son. They've had issues since they were kids. The past summer, she texted Jennifer, Corey's mom, and said, please keep your son away from my son. Too much computer usage. Like, always wanted to put, Corey always wanted to get somebody's son, you know what I mean, on the computer. And Jennifer, Kyle's mother didn't like that very much. Didn't like anything like that. I'm sorry if my internet's cutting in and out. Is Teresa, are you still here? Can you still let me check? Hold on. I don't know what's going on. There's a big storm coming in. guys. So my
And run McDonald's or get something to drink and get her something to do.
okay.
Be right back.
So let's see. Are we good? So okay, we're good. All right. So if you can't hear her much, I'm sorry, guys. She talks really low, but please put some headphones in. If you have a Bluetooth, put it in. Things like that. So as right now, she's just describing about Corey and the relationship with the mother, things like that, what she felt. So here we go.
But it was Corey was typically on it, and I felt like,
You're trying to get him away from it.
yeah, I mean, that was my big thing, was trying to get him away from the computer. I mean, I asked his grandparents to keep him away from Corey, and I thought that it was a computer issue where he just would keep gaming with Corey. And
Did you ever
He's
see
a bad
anything alarming with him being on the computer? Did he ever?
playing computer games, Bluedotopia.
So you never saw anything that was unpleasant or that was alarming as far as content?
No.
And you say that he wasn't into what Corey was into. What was Corey into?
Well, I'm just saying, is I guess Islam religion, but
that's only recent, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I thought they were just gaming. Just recently,
Right.
it's been.
Yeah, because you've
Yeah,
known him
I
for
just
a long
heard
time.
that he was watching some extreme videos and stuff. But I thought they were just gaming, like they were computer, like.
Told you.
I didn't know he was watching those videos.
Did he ever tell you that Corey wanted him to watch videos?
No.
Did you and Corey and his religion and those extreme videos?
And he sort of, this is just recent, sort of didn't really want to talk about God with Roman Catholic. And I did because I wanted him to make social skills, friends. We go out to places and groups.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt strongly, this is around December, I started feeling that Corey's influence was helpful. He didn't want to admit, he didn't want to go into, there's a guy, something he wouldn't. So I was really happy when he went to the Christian group. And I had mentioned, Corey, when I saw him went for walks. They would go for long, long walks, for miles and miles. They would stopping using the computers, and I thought that was really a good step. I heard Corey got a job at Winn-Dixie. They were wanting to get away from the computers and all the. And I mentioned, if you guys would like, there's a group, Christ Fellowship, and make friends. I wasn't trying to convert them or anything, but I just wanted them to make friends and develop social skill issues.
So, how did you learn? Did Corey tell you that he was watching?
I did. I think I just heard about the videos in the hospital. He was in the hospital here.
Well, when we came to your house and you were getting fire rescue treatment, you told Officer Barr that the FBI warned you about him.
Oh yeah, the FBI. I don't know about. Yeah, they said he was online looking at things online. I'm kind of talking about a different type of. The FBI. They said he. 2 weeks ago. I just moved there recently.
So the FBI came to you.
Right.
Did they have concern?
You just tell them because they knew that Kyle was his basically only friends.
Oh, so they came to you
They really
to talk
came-
about Corey.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How did that go? What did they say?
These
So that we know, Kyle was only Corey's friend. And what she's okay. So what she's saying is that, you know, she wanted her son, Kyle, to go out and experience social life, like real friends, not the computer, not the games, not none of this. And her son started going to these Christian groups, and her, you know, went for long walks and was off the computer with Corey. So they started bonding together really well, like going on long walks and things like that. And Kyle has never told, you know, his mom, like, hey, you know, Corey's into these weird groups or these weird things or nothing. They always thought it was gaming until the FBI said, like, no, he was extremely in these videos and ISIS and all that stuff. So now she's going to get into what the FBI said. Okay. What did the FBI say? Okay. Then she started learning, like, what was Corey really about. You know what I mean? All right, guys. I'm not feeling too well today. It's been,
They said that they thought Corey was going in the right direction, that they spoke to his grandparents, that they took Corey to a regular mosque and that he was learning about the Muslim religion in a correct fashion now, and they thought he was making positive steps.
So,
They noticed anything?
okay. So they said, so was that the first time you heard about Corey's behavior?
Yes.
Okay. Did they tell you if they were ever concerned about him? Corey?
They-
Like, what do you
they
mean
told
by
me
they
a
think
history.
he's learning it?
They said that they've been working with his family for like a year,
Oh, okay.
and I did not know that. And they told us some of their concerns about Corey. They said that it wasn't something that they were going to arrest him for at the time, but that they thought they were trying to push him into a positive direction because they thought it could.
When they tell you that he had talked to Corey about that?
I think I told him not to. I think he did, but I think he just said that he met with them. I don't know if he told anything about the conversation.
So the FBI came, they talked to you, told you they had been watching
About this and to let me know if there was any concerns like that he had with hanging around Corey.
Did he have any concern
He
hanging
said
around
that
Corey?
Corey was doing a lot better, that they were going for long walks. He thought his friend's behavior was improving with going outside, and he didn't see.
He didn't feel any that he didn't share with you that there was any he had any concern. Did he ever talk to you if he wanted to follow the same path as Corey with as far as their religious beliefs?
He said that Corey's Corey, and it was what he always say. He didn't want to leave Corey's Corey on me. He didn't want to, but he just accepted Corey. Didn't like look at what he was doing as. I don't know if he understood the Islam religion or extremist views or something like that.
Now, when we were asking if Corey ever used any of the computers, we were told that Corey had actually spent the night a week prior Was there any other kids over? Was there anybody else there that night?
Possibly yes. Because I believe I asked him to help me set up a little water park, and I believe he helped me. He didn't have one of his friends over. But they were, one of his friends was good at building something, and he was starting to help put together like a TV stand.
Him had said that, that you didn't hear anything about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did not hear anything about that at all.
Being Kyle.
I'm having a hard time. He was good at fixing things. He was a new friend, and I'd have to look on my phone.
Have you ever spent the night before?
A new friend, I don't believe that. No, because he was like a new friend that he said, can he sleep over and have fix things? And Dane puts things together too, so he's going to help Dane.
Okay. So you weren't made aware that there was any, did you know if there were any knives upstairs? Like pocket knives? Did the boys have a pocket knife?
I don't know. We just moved there. We were still putting things together.
So,
I just got their room set up.
are their beds new? So if there was a puncture wound in the mattress, we would probably see that from that night. Right? Would you have ended, or would you have had a serious, like, they probably didn't want to tell you, thinking that they're going to get in trouble,
yeah,
and
that was a
they're
very
going to have to go
expensive
home.
mattress. Complicated.
Okay.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have been happy.
No.
And I noticed when I was there, I actually saw some soda cans that had like stabbing in them. Do you know if anybody else like ever stabbing anything? No, all that you have no idea. So is the upstairs kind of like the boys' quarters?
Yes, that's the boys' quarters. I mean, they would go up there with their friends. I'm downstairs in my room, or with them.
Right.
So right now, all they're saying is like they honestly, the FBI has been watching Corey over a year because he's been going in these groups and stuff. And before this tragic happened in her house, there was cops that came to the door, or FBI came to the door and asked how Corey's behavior was, because Kyle was Corey's friend. So that's what they were describing about. She knew about the video, like she didn't know about the videos and all that until the night in the hospital. But she did know that the FBI came to her door and asked questions like, how's Corey's behavior? He's friends with your son. Has there been any type of, extremeness or activity or anything like that? Like they warned her about it. But Kyle, when she would ask Kyle would be like, nothing, Mom. Like, he hasn't shown me anything. Um, I liked him for who he is, and that's that. He liked Corey for who he was, and whatever he believed in or anything, he never judged him about it. So that's what type of relationship they had. And because she didn't like over the community, computer usage, she started getting happy. Like they went out for long walks, they went outside, they met up with friends, things like that. So she wasn't aware of anything. And the cops said that she went upstairs and seen there was cans stabbed in and stuff like that. They were building a TV stand and in the bed stands and stuff like that, with all the boys being there. So she didn't know much. So right now they're just talking about what happened that day. Like, we're right back to what that day after she described, like, throughout the time she knew Corey, you know? All right. Most psychopaths and narcissists, they're very, like, want people to watch, like, how he went into, like, these groups and stuff, and how the grandparents of Corey was saying that he was doing well and he was going in all these groups. It was just a show. It was like, oh, look what I'm doing, not focus on what's really going on. So what a narcissistic does is they're people, and they try to have people watch them in a way. Like, they want to be liked, they want to be known, so they like to cover their asses sometimes with something good. So because the FBI's been watching Corey over a year, okay, what Corey's gonna do is go into these, like, Christian groups, or go make a bunch of friends or stuff like that, and they're people. They're easily to be liked. That is most what psychopaths are. They're easily sociopaths. They're easily to be liked. If you watch some serial killers, they're easily to be liked. People start liking them. So, all right. So now they're just describing a little bit of that day, like getting her back to focus on what's going on.
Sorry. Got a text from somebody else. Do you mind if I just take a break right here and I step out? Is that okay?
Yeah. Can I take a break and go to the bathroom?
You might have to walk with her just a
Sure.
I just got to return the agent. She, the other, the lady, she said probably about 2. So they had the sleepover, and kind of, I watched like some interviews and things like that, so I wrote some things down that I wanted to talk to you about. When old he is, so I had to watch his interview. When we talked to him and we're asking him about what might have made Corey mad or what made him sensitive, and he said, he doesn't know. He had said something about going to downtown the Gardens with a kid named Jimmy. You know Jimmy? I don't know. I don't think he specifically said. He just mentioned Jimmy.
Jim.
Did Jimmy ever spend the night at your house?
I believe so. I thought I'm a little confused on the name. So
That's okay.
I don't want to say something that I'm putting, but I don't know if it was Jimmy that was sleeping over the week prior. I'm not sure. It was staying him two of his friends. I don't remember their name.
Do you remember the name Saeed or Jimmy?
Yeah, Zaid. Zaid's very nice boy.
Oh, so you know Saeed.
He's one of the really good friends that
I saw that name because I watched the body worn camera video of the night we stopped him walking on Holly and all the boys were together and that everyone. Is it Saeed or Zaid? Zaid. And you know him? Do you know what school he goes to?
I forget the name of it, but it's not Duncan. A lot of these kids are friends from Cobb. They kind of all meet there.
Okay. Do you know his last name?
I'd have to check my phone. I don't remember.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking is because when we talked to Corey after the incident, he said that they were during the night before everything happened. The boys were FaceTiming Zaid. So I was just trying to I want to talk to Zaid to find out, what
So she was asking questions like, who's Jimmy? Who's anxiety, whatever his name is. I said Zaidi, Zaidi. I don't know how to spell his name. But like she said, she just said that they were FaceTiming Zaidi before all this, before this happens. So remember that. Jimmy was just another friend, and Jimmy was there, and Zaidi, they all FaceTime Zaidi. So, I mean, they FaceTimed Zaidi before all this happened. Okay. All right.
What was going on when they were FaceTiming. But so you said you do or you don't know Jimmy?
I'd have to see his face. I'm better with faces than names.
Yeah, I don't even know who he is. I just know Kyle said
It does sound familiar.
he said they were downtown the Gardens. They met a couple girls, and then Corey had went off to pray, and Jimmy was kind of making fun of him about going off and praying. So you didn't.
There were a lot of kids at downtown at the Gardens that night.
No. Over the period of time, I guess within the weeks leading up to, we were asking him. And he just said that they met a kid named Jimmy. So has Jimmy spent the night at your house? Or you don't know what
I really have to check my phone. I don't want to say a name and
not
I don't
100%.
sure. It's the name that I would recognize.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that I'm not thinking about asking you? Is there anything in your mind that would have ever told you that Corey was capable of this?
I knew Jennifer for years. She used to come over to my house. She got a boyfriend, and then she stopped coming around. My children, I've always been good to their family. His sister. For years they'd known each other. That was actually his first girlfriend. And the boy Evan, the younger son Evan. They all used to.
Did they ask him questions?
They were concerned because he was like his only. Corey was told by a family that he was friends with Corey, and they spent a lot of time together. So they just wanted to tell him, "Hey, can you be like an informant for us? And just let us know if you see things. We're trying to help him. He's going to a mosque. Seems like he's getting better. He's walking." They didn't say we're trying to arrest him, and he, I didn't know the extent.
Have you talked to anybody since this has happened? Has anybody contacted you? So have you talked to his mom, Jennifer, at all? I'm going to see if Stacy's back with your stuff, with your food. I just want to check one more thing because that's some things here that I wrote down from the body worn camera stuff that I wanted to kind of talk to you about. The air mattress that was on enough like that for when a friend sleeps over.
For when a friend sleeps over.
Okay. And is there more than one air mattress, or is there just that one?
Just two.
There's one for each one. I know you had talked to me about autism and those things. I wanted to get some medical, but if you will sign the release form, I'll be able to get it.
Yes.
And then if you want to either try to find me medical records or things that you, but before I do, I want to truly understand him and understand how to talk to him. So if you have any paperwork or any doctor's things that can explain to me about him and his condition, maybe whether he's on the spectrum or not on the spectrum. If you have those types of things, I'd love to get a copy. If not, I can get a medical consent for you to give me the doctor's name and ask them to provide it. So before I go into the medical, because I want to turn this off for medical, this doesn't need to be on your statement. Is there anything else at all that you can remember that you just want me to know that I didn't ask you? Anything about that night? I know you've been very detailed and we've been talking for a couple days. So just before I turn it off, if there's anything you want me to know. So I'm going to conclude. Do you know what time it is?
All right, so we do know that they messaged Jimmy and Zaid. Well, Jimmy, okay, Kyle and Corey met up with Jimmy with a couple girls down at Prayer Garden, and Corey was there, right? And the FBI tried to help and asked Kyle to be an informant because they are like the closest friends. Kyle and Corey were closest friends. So they wanted to help him, not arrest him, because he was into all these groups and stuff. And when someone's in an ISIS group or like Muslim or something like that, extremely, FBI watches. Because you never know what's the next terrorist or stuff like this. So, all right, hold on, guys. I just messed all this up. Hold on. All right, so let me see. So, and then Kyle's mom was always sus of the mother, always sus of Jennifer. They had a boyfriend. The boyfriend left. The grandparents took care of Corey, stuff like that. So she was always sus with Corey and his family, but she never took anything like to offense because that was Kyle's closest best friend, pretty much. That was only Kyle's friend. All right, so we will be going into part 3. And I think I'm going to do the Kyle. I'm going to do the Kyle, this one.
My friend's going to try to get you a shirt for you. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to do Kyle Bancroft, full interview of best friend. And then part 4 will be Corey. I just knocked myself off. All right, so this will be part 3, the best friend. So if you guys care to join me for next week, I mean, next week. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it. I got church in the morning, so maybe I'll do it the afternoonish. So right now, she was the mother, Kyle's mom, was only describing her relationship with Corey. If she knew the parents or the mom, stuff like that, and she did. They've known Corey since daycare. Kyle and Corey always been friends. Dane and the mom got stabbed and hurt because Dane was in the middle of the mom. And Corey, so we know that. And Dane was sticking up, and then that's where Kyle seen Corey in the bathroom jumping up with the knife, whatever case be. But they were describing that, they did warn Kyle's mother about, the groups and stuff like that. But she found out that he was watching videos and doing weird shit. And then we just found out that Jimmy, a friend of Jimmy, Zaid, they were involved into the ISIS thing. Somehow they FaceTimed it way before when all this went down. So all this happened 5-6 o'clock in the morning. Between 4 and 6 in the morning. And that's how the mother woke up around 4 or 5 and was like, "What are you guys doing? It's late, blah, blah, blah." And that's how she got stabbed. Corey went and stabbed her and got her in the neck, the heart, the arms, all that. So, if you guys want to come check it out, I'll go live tomorrow afternoon and do part 3. If you guys care, if you want to be part of the Facebook page, Man Extreme XM, you just put in the name and the avatar, and when you hit friend, you can be part of the page. That's where mostly my updates are happening. Things that are coming to the channel, just like next Sunday will be Lydia Sherman. I'm going to be doing it's a 1800 1900 series that I'm doing for the crime. It's pretty cool. I'm going to tell her whole story. What else? Monday will be around 5 o'clock will be trivia night. If you guys care, if you guys want to play a game night, that'd be cool. But I'm thankful. Thank everyone for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for all coming back. I hope everyone has a good day. It was very interesting what is being told about the Corey. So when we do this, we'll go into interviews, and then I have to afterwards go look for I don't think they're going to let me play the court, him in court. If I do that, I don't know if they're going to shut off, but I will look it up. I will find if I can play when he was in court. I think it would be interesting if we did that too. So. And then once in a while, I'll do craft time like I did yesterday. So I want to show you guys my butterfly before we go. So you guys can see how it turned out. It looks weird on camera, but it feels pretty cool. And I think one of them fell off. So it looks like spiderweb. I'm gonna do pumpkins next time. I'm gonna find things. I'm starting to starting to crochet too. I just bought a bunch of crochet stuff yesterday, and I'm gonna start crocheting, whatever it's called, crochet. So, again, thank you all for coming. Granny's listening. Teresa, my hubby. Thank you guys for coming. The ones that sat in the back. Okay, Green Eyes. Thank you for coming in. And thank you guys, the ones in the back is watching. I appreciate it. I'm probably going to do part 3 Tuesday. Because Sunday's family day. We got church. We got a lot of things we got to do. And I just want to relax. So, and then Monday will be game night. Game like late afternoon. It's like around 5 o'clock-ish, I think. So I would do part 3. I'll do part 3 around. Oh, I don't feel good. Part 3 Tuesday. So I hope you guys are on my Facebook page so you guys can get the times or whatever. But please have your notifications ready. Thank you guys for being here, honestly. It's all right, Green Eyes. I mean, I know I overslept this morning too. I was supposed to go on at 10:20, but I started at 11:40. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post it about 11:40 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll just start at noon. So I'm going to do it. Like that, post it, and then have it up till Tuesday. So make sure you guys check it out. If you ain't watched part 1, please go watch part 1. That part 1, it has a little bit of like coffee talk in the beginning, just me talking, and then I get right into it. This is part 2. And part 3 would be, and I would be the best friend speaking. So, all right, guys, I gotta get off here. I got a lot to do. Not feeling well, so my stomach's kind of like upset for some reason. It's been upset since I woke up. But I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Stay true to yourself. Be kind to yourself and others. You're worth it. And just know that you can amount to anything in life. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a good day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.